Coach, thank you for taking time with us at Off the Block blog. Congratulations on the 3-0 sweep over CSUN. What are your initial impressions of the match?
Pretty much all season long, we've been kind of Jekyll and Hyde. And, one night we come out and play really well, and the next night it's been maybe a little hit or miss. And in recent weeks, it's been a little bit more miss than not. So, but I thought overall the compete level in our guys was pretty high tonight. We didn't give up. And we didn't let a lot of strings of points happen, which is one of the things we're trying to work on, is keeping those things to a minimum. So pretty happy with that, and overall happy with that performance.
All three sets were due sets. The first two went to OT. What was the key to pulling those out when they could have gone either way?
I think the key in that situation is just not panicking. Our guys in weeks past have been in that similar situation where maybe it's a little tight late in the game. And unfortunately, they get a little tight and they panic, and next thing you know, they bleed a couple of points at the wrong time. So I was pretty happy with the fact that we didn't give those up tonight, and it worked in our favor.
The one advantage statistically on paper was at the service line. When I think of CSUN, you think of players like Dimitar Kalchev and his powerful serve, but you guys outserved them. Can you comment on that?
Well, we knew that guy was going to be their spark plug, and we saw him all night kind of trying to bark at our guys a little bit and trying to fire him up, and we kept telling our guys, don't wake the sleeping dog, just let him lie, let him go, and you could see him over the course of the week, or the course of the match. He's getting real frustrated that he wasn't playing that well. He was a little frustrated that he wasn't taking advantage of our guys like maybe he thought he was going to. And we're not a very flashy team. We're not running anything super fast, and we're not anything super high. We're trying to play good volleyball, and if the guys that won it all last year in our conference to come into this year, it's a little bit different challenge. But we're doing the best we can, and we're working hard.
The other player for CSUN that really stood out was Arvis Green. I believe he touches over 12 feet, and
yep.
It seems that at times tonight he just overtowered your guys. Can you comment on his performance tonight?
From my understanding, he's a converted basketball player, which seems to be pretty common now. And I think that's good for volleyball. Guys that hit at that altitude are pretty tough to block. We made a switch in our blocking scheme. We made a rotation shift, and when we started the games to try to get a better matchup, and it seemed to work in our favor a little bit. But he still was hitting over our guys on a few occasions, and that's pretty good. Can't really do anything against that. But we made some defensive adjustments, dug some balls in the back row as the match wore on, and that gave us some opportunities, and we transitioned well out of that. So, there's always one guy on each team you got to work for, and that was the guy tonight that we did not plan on being that good.
On your team, the player that stood out for you, and not just tonight, but all season, and going back last season's Jack Wilson. He had, I believe, 19 kills. Can you comment on his play, not just tonight, but overall?
Jack had shoulder surgery this last summer, and he's been still rehabbing a little bit as the year started. And I think he, for the first month or so, was still a little tentative and kind of figuring out, if he can go full speed or not. And I think as the year's wearing on, he's starting to realize, look, if I'm gonna, be the player that my team needs, I'm gonna have to let it fly a little bit more. And I think he's getting a little more comfortable with that. So, Jack. When Jack's not the go-to guy, he's really, really good. But when the focus is all on him, it's really tough for him to be successful because we get 2 or 3 guys in front of him all the time, and that's a lot to ask for a guy to hit himself out of all the time.
You mentioned to me and Rob before the match that you guys have been playing without a couple of your outside hitters. How have you been able to adjust your mentality, your approach without those 2 players? And yeah.
I think the reality is there's nothing we can do about it except put the next guys in and let them go. And unfortunately or unfortunately, depending how you look at it, they've been freshmen. And it's pretty tough for a 14-year-old kid in club to play against the 18-year-olds, and that's kind of what's going on here. Is you got some young guys that are first year in college going against guys that are juniors, seniors, and super seniors. So we don't expect greatness. We just expect them to learn and do all the things that we teach them, and hopefully they come out ahead and win a point. But if they don't, can't necessarily get mad at them for trying. So they're doing the best they can.
You have USC on Monday in North Gym. USC just pulled off upsets on Thursday against Lewis in North Gym. You guys get to play in North Gym as well. Can you preview that match for us?
You know, USC I think is a lot like us in the sense that they're kind of Jekyll and Hyde. They've had some good wins against quality teams, and then they've maybe not played as well as maybe they wanted to in others. And I think that's kind of the similar thing for us. I think this, to be honest with you, it's just going to be fun to go up against a good team and you know, just battle it out and see who wins. And I really don't have any predictions other than the fact that we're going to put 6 guys on the court, and they're going to put 6 guys on the court, and hopefully a volleyball goes over the net a few times here and there, and we'll see what happens.
Can you take us into your psyche in terms of how you're approaching these non-conference matches? Are you just trying to get experience, or do you try things that you would not try in EIVA play?
I don't think I'm trying anything different. All I'm doing is just putting guys out there to let them play it. I don't have to play games or want to play games with, you know, saying, well, these are non-conference, I can get these guys more playing time, or this is conference, I can get more playing time. I put the best guys that I can out there and let them follow them in.
And finally, what is the approach then to finish the season to take the EIVA crown again?
We're going to need a lot of help. We need to win out, and we need a little help. So it's not in our hands completely, which obviously you don't want, but we're just going to take each match at a time and just hopefully we can come out ahead.
Well, thank you for taking time with us off the Block blog, and good luck against USC, and have a safe trip back.
Thank you. Appreciate it.